Giving it first test drive. Hey guys, what's up? I'm back with another video. This time we're going to be working on the interior of the Z. Got the sway bars and the coilovers all set up. It's driving perfect. Couldn't be happier. But now I want to do a short shifter and some interior trim pieces and a new shift knob. So what are we working with today? I ordered some of the red interior pieces from a Nissan Z because I have the entire black interior, and it kind of everything gets kind of just washed out and black in it. So I think just the side by the knee bolsters would be enough just to add color without overpowering it. But they kind of came a little beat up. So I'm going to get some red dye and re-dye them and see if that works. If not, then I got ripped off and I lost my money. The second thing we got here, we got the short shifter from GKTech. Comes with the instructions, which are nice because a lot of people just make you download them nowadays. Some swag stickers, the YouTube link for the video. It comes with a short shifter. It's about 33% shorter throws, and it's about 30% shorter. I ended up going with the GKTech short shifter because it is shorter. I have read that the Z1 Motorsport short shifter is a little taller, and I couldn't really get the information on the Stillen one. So I decided to give these guys a shot. And they were pretty responsive on the email and gave me some details. So I'll throw it in. I'll let you guys know what I think. Came with just other pieces needed to install, new bolts and new hardware. So that's nice, but overall it looks good. And then I got the Chris Forsberg edition shift knob from Mishimoto, and it's pretty sick. Just something different. It's pretty light. Well, it's got a little weight, obviously a little heavier than the factory. I like a shifter with a little bit of weight. It just, for me, I like the feel of it better. So I think throwing that in there, it's not too crazy of a color. Still kind of has that clean look to it. So we'll get it all taken apart. We'll get it thrown in, then we'll take it for a test drive and see how it works out. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and throw a little ripper in, and I'm ready to work. So let's go and get this started. All right, the first thing you need to do is get this center console removed. So there's two screws right here behind the seats, one on each side. So we're going to pull those screws out. I'm going to leave it down here so I don't forget it. I'll get to the other side. All right, that was easy. All right, the next thing we need to do is pop up this little cup holder area. And I'm just using a little trim tool and just pop it up. Just take your time so you don't damage it. There we go. All right, got that out of the way. And then I'm going to pull up on here. There we go. And that is all there is to it. I think I'm just gonna pull this knob off. I thought there was like a jam nut on it possibly, but I don't see one. So we are going to attempt to get this off without damaging it. So let's see how that goes. All right, so how I'm going to do this is I'm going to use a rag to put over it, and then I'm going to use a strap wrench and see if that gives me torque. I heard that these shift knobs are notoriously hard to get off and that people have been having issues with them, and they've been just destroying them by trying. So my attempt is to be using a strap wrench and see if I can avoid the pitfalls that others have came up or have had as well. All right, I got it off. That was one of the hardest ones I've done. I used a strap wrench with a towel around it to try to make it where I didn't damage it. Got a little bit of friction heat marks on it, but other than that, it came out pretty good. I think I'll be able to clean that up and use some like polish and leather cleaner, and then maybe a little bit of a brush and get it back to mostly normal, but we'll see. I'll let you know, but it's off. That's all that matters. So a little bit of a weird angle, but I think this is the best way for you guys to see it. You won't be seeing much of my face, but I'm sure most of you guys don't want to see it anyway. So I'm going to go ahead. I got that shifter knob off. I'm just going to pull this up, pull this out. There's a couple of connectors back here. I disconnected one already. Now I need to get this one off, see if it fights me or not. There you go. Got those off. Set this off to the side. Then we have this cup holder one here. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to remove this one as well. We got another set of connectors. There it goes. That was easy. There we go. Got that out without breaking it. So that's a plus. All right, looks like I got some screws to take out. There's 2 Phillips head screws here. Two. Those just pop out. Try to be a little bit more gentle than I was. I wasn't expecting for it to give like that, but it did. That one pops out as well. Nice. Of course, they like make 1,000 parts for this thing to kick out the center console. Why make it easy, right? That'd be lame. There's a screw here as well. I know it's a little dark. Let me see if I can get you guys some more light. There we go. And let's see what else there is. All right, now I'm just gonna pull up on this tray. There were some clips. I just was able to pull those out. I'm gonna pull this back and pull that out like that. And now let's see what else we got. I don't know if you can see, there's another screw here. And I think there's one on the back side. I think I need to get those out as well. So I'm gonna pull that one out. Got that screw out. All right, let me show you this. Typically some people move this, but it's kind of a pain because of how the clips are set up. And then when you pull this, the HVAC wants to come out with it. So what I'm gonna do is there's a screw right back there that you gotta take out to get your center console out. But what works is just a long screwdriver. You just come in at it at an angle. See if I can get a better shot. All right, like that. And just screw it out. That's all there is to it. All right, so I lied. You do got to pull this out. So like that. There. Got it out. All right, we got it out. I'm going to disconnect this clip right back here. And then we should be good. All right, next you got to pull straight down on this piece. It's a little tight, but it'll pop out like that. And then we're just going to, same thing, disconnect these clips if I can get them out. They always make these clips way harder than they need to be. That's out. Man, I really thought this wasn't going to be this many pieces to get this thing out. Let's see if that gets it out now. I don't know, but I don't think I need to pull it out all the way. I think I'm going to have the clearance I need now to be able to shift this forward and backwards to get to the bolts, but we'll see. I don't know yet. I think I'll be okay though. All right, it's the next morning. I'm back at it. So if you're wondering why I am wearing different clothes, that's why. I got a full-time job, I got a family, so I can't always do this all at once. But with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and start taking out these 4 10mm bolts that hold on the plate for the shifter and pull it out. GKTech has a good video on their website that shows you this portion. So if it's not like super up close and you don't see it really well, don't worry, just check out their video. It's way more zoomed in. So with that said, let's get to it. All right, so I had to wedge this console up. I can't get it past the brake handle. So I just kind of wedged it through here. And then now I'm just trying to get it up and out. It might not be so easy to get it back in, but I will deal with that problem later. But for now, got it off. All right, next thing is try to get this boot off from the shifter. We're gonna pull that. And then we're gonna take out these bolts right here. I believe these are also 10mm. There's 1, 2, 3. Got that off. Pull this plate off here. Now I need to disconnect it from the bottom. So let's go do that. All right, now I'm underneath the car. I'm gonna get this little dust boot off right here. See that? And then we got to disconnect this bolt right here. All right, just a 13 millimeter. And it's not super tight. Break that out. Let's see if this comes on. There it goes, it's out. All right, with that bolt out, as you can see, this just came loose. And we should be able to pull it all out and get that spring out. It's a little lubed up, so yeah. Ripping all this out just to get that shifter out. Little less fun than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more smooth, but why would I ever think that? All right, with the shifter out, next thing we gotta do is remove this cuff on it. Get a little wrench like this. I don't know if this one's gonna be big enough. All right, trying this again, this time with the 32 millimeter wrench and a little bit more stout of a hammer. Got it. Nice. That's all there is to it. Just a little bit of ingenuity. All right, same thing here. Now we got to do in reverse. You got this little notch right here. Make sure that open part of this coupling is facing where that notch is. See if this goes any better. Oh, that's smarter. There we go, and it's on. Nice. All right, now we got to put this spacer in that came with the kit like this. That goes in here. Then the spring. And then we're going to put the shifter in. Make sure this is lined up with that right there. And then there's a notch right here. And then you'll see it just sits in there like this. And then we get the new one. Goes like this. Like that. Then we get the plate. See that little notch and that arrow right there? Just make sure that goes on top of it like this. And then grab the bolts for it. Get it ready. Gotta make sure that that notch goes into it. That. All right, I'm gonna leave it right there for now. Go down there and I'm going to reconnect the shift linkage on the bottom. All right, let's get this dust boot. For the bottom dust boot, the trick to getting that one on, some people have had issues on it. What I did was start from the front of the car and wrap the lip around the front and then move to the back, and that seemed to work out pretty good. This seems good as well. Just double checking it all. All right, that should be good. All right, make sure you tighten this set screw here, this Allen key on the side of the shifter. I almost forgot to do it. All right, I think it's all set now, ready to go back together. Biggest thing is just make sure you get your cables routed right and do not forget to hook anything up. So first thing, I'm gonna put this pin back in over here and then we'll just go through the rest. Hopefully I can get it. All right, before I finish doing the reinstall of the interior pieces, what I wanted to try to do here is restore these red leather knee pads for the interior, because I wanted to add that red, as I said earlier, to break up the black a little bit. But as you can see, I kind of got gypped on the eBay sale. They didn't show me this little damage right here. So I went ahead and I picked up some of this balm and I never used it before, but I guess I really don't have anything to lose because I've already paid for these. And it says you just clean it up, which I already did, let it dry, and then just apply it evenly like this. And I'm gonna see if I can get that damaged area to match the rest of it by using this balm. It doesn't say to shake it. This stuff's a little, I don't know. I guess you can't, you just wipe up the excess. Let's see. Oh yeah. I was hoping to get even a little bit more brighter red than this dark red, so it kind of matches the exterior of the car a little. Might have went a little overboard here on the color, but that's all right. I'll just wipe off the excess with a rag, it says. All right, the color is definitely a little bit brighter. It didn't hide everything, but I'm going to try to do a second coat. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I guess we'll figure it out together. All right, just got done letting these things sit and dry for a little bit. Overall, the color turned out much brighter. Not perfect still. You can see some of the repairs that they did before, like there and there, but overall, I'm pretty happy. And the balm, not too patchy. I think if you really get up and close, but these are going to be on the side, so you're not really going to notice them. But I couldn't finish installing the rest of the interior until these are in, because the shifter cover blocks the screws that hold these things in. So with this done, let's go put them in the car. All right, let's get this thing put in. I'm being a little gentle with it still, just in case there's some drying that still needs to go. But overall, I think it's good. There it goes. All right, let's get these screws in that hold in these knee bolsters, whatever you want to call them. This is going to be exciting because after this, you know what now? I was going to say I can put the shift knob in, which is technically right, but I think I'm going to wait. All right, got that in. All right, it's starting to look like a real car now. Just double checking, looking for screws and everything else. So as it goes in, if I forget something, I'm not SOL later. Good thing about these harnesses is that they're either one size or they have color, so you can't really mess it up. But I'll say that and then I'll mess it up. Is that it? Doesn't look like it's sitting very flush. Let me double check that. Could be the wiring is flushing up, but there it goes. That's better. Just had to make sure those clips are lined up properly. All right, so I got the screws back here still to do. But with that said, let's get the shift knob on and check it out. All right, time to get the shift knob in. Let's pull this thing out. All right, let's get this container right here off the bottom, because that's where the adjustments are. Or not the adjustments, but the fittings are for it. All right, got it out. So it comes with these. They look like they're metal. They're plastic. I kind of wish it was metal, but it is what it is, I guess. So the only thing is, here's the factory bottom end of this shifter. And I was looking at it, and if I put it on, it's going to have a gap in the boot, and I don't really like it. I guess I could pull it up over and zip tie it, but I think it's going to look janky. So I think if I use this factory piece and put the spacer in on it, it'll be fine. And honestly, if it causes any kind of rattle later on, I can you know, I can always put a grommet or something in this, so it won't. But I think with the how tight the shift knob will be, it won't be an issue. There we go. All right, I'm gonna hop over to the other side and give it a test. All right, got it all put together. I can't say that I love the look of it the way that it is. It kind of makes the knob shifter look really long. So I'll have to make some choices on that. Maybe I could pull it off and try the other way. But as far as the shifter feels, I mean, it's definitely more stiff. It feels very notchy, has a nice click and satisfying engagement to it. Goes into gear, no issue. I do like it. It's definitely shorter. You can definitely tell the difference. They say it's about 33% shorter in shifting, and I think they said it's 30% shorter in height. I don't know if I see that. Maybe I'll have to put the stock knob on it. But as of right now, I'm pretty happy. I'm just going to debate what I do with this part right here. So I had this little plastic or rubber like footing for a cabinet or something, and my plan is to drill a hole through it and then sit it in here, and then it'll take up some of that slack, and I think it'll sit a lot better. So let me do that and see what that does to it. Well, that went a little quicker than I thought it was going to go, but I guess, what else did I think? Oh, that made a mess. All right, let's try that out. All right, got it drilled out. Let's check it out. Nice. I think that fits nicely. All right, yeah. Let's do this now. Definitely a nicer fit to it. It looks more factory. Look at that. That feels good. I like it. It might have to grow on me. I'll decide later on if I keep it or go back to the factory knob or order a different one. But for now, it's something different, and I'll keep it for now. So with that, I think we're mostly done. Let me get it cleaned up, and then we'll take it for a test drive and see how it works out. All right, just got the shift knob put in, giving it a first test drive. So far, feels pretty good. Really nice engagement. It took some of the sponginess out of the factory shift knob. It feels really good and notchy, which I like. Overall, pretty happy. My little mod I did for the lower half of the stock shift knob with the rubber grommet works pretty good. You can hear, like, if I don't have my hand on it, it's a little bit raspy, but no problem at all, really. Once your hand's on it, all that vibration goes away. As far as this shift knob from Mishimoto goes, I like it. Do I like it more than the factory shift knob? I don't know. I really do like those ball knobs, and the factory one, when I took it off, it really does have good weight to it. It feels nice. It feels solid. This one is like, it's all metal, right? So it's obviously solid feeling, but it's a little bit lighter feeling in the hand, but I like the way that it looks. If I knew this prior to buying it, would have I still bought it? I don't know. I probably, maybe. I'll put it this way. I was not upset with the factory one, and then this one's just fine as well, and it adds a little of aesthetics and kind of breaks up the color. But I do so far like the shifter. It's a little bit more pressure to get it into gear, but that's to be expected. I like it. Overall, feels great. No regrets on it. I think this GKTech, if I'm saying it right, is good. I was concerned with some of the other ones that the shift knob or the shifter itself would sit higher, and this one said it was actually, I think, 30% lower than the factory one. And I get it. Like, if you're racing, you like the higher one so you can do a quicker transfer to the gear lever and back. I guess it's just an aesthetic thing for me. I like these low ones. So with that said, I'm really happy.